Okay, well, it took longer than I thought it would. This was like a 20-minute endeavor. My 1.66 atom processor took quite a while encoding the last file. So basically, I had a problem right here where I had another misspelling where there was an S right here, so plays list. So I got rid of that. The naming convention seemed to come out wrong, but the text file was coming out right, so I just copied this down to here, and then put in an underscore and num. Num has to do with the numbered file, because sometimes the recording stops with little or no explanation. I mean, who knows what happens? Either their connection drops, my connection drops, you know, somebody's downloading BitTorrent, you know, and doesn't have their you know, uploads and downloads configured properly. Somebody turns on the microwave and it interferes with the Wi-Fi. Who knows? For some reason, it just the stream stops, and so I create numbered files, and it will show you down. I'll show you down here is that I'm checking file size. So I'm doing a cat file wc-c, and that will give you an output in kilobytes of what the file size is, and then sleep 5, it'll wait 5 seconds and it will check the file again and make sure that it will create a second number. Then it will compare those two numbers, and if it doesn't match, then it will skip this. Otherwise it will kill all mPlayer, and it will restart the recording again. But before it does that, it checks for internet connectivity, because if the internet goes down, then it would be pointless. I'd have a directory full of 0 kilobyte MP3 files. So I use wget google.com. It comes out as an index.html. If basically right here, this exclamation point and F. So if the file does not exist, index.html, then sleep 15 seconds. And then otherwise it'll remove the index.html, and it'll break out of that loop. It'll keep doing that over and over and over and over and over again until it figures out, until it realizes that there's an index.html that will confirm that there's an internet connection available, and then it will start the whole process over again. And then, so this is where the num comes in. So a numbered MP3 file, it will add 1 to the num variable, and it starts out at 10, because for some reason, well, if I name the files and starting at 1, it'll go 1, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, and so on, and the files will be out of order. And I tried starting them with a 0, and it would get up to number 7, and it would stop. It would come out with an error message saying that 08 is not hexadecimal, and so it thinks that when there's a 0 in there that you're speaking hexadecimal, and so 0 through 7 would be 8. That doesn't even make sense, but whatever. And so what I did was, instead of that, I'd start out at 10. So it would start out with the dir the date, the month, day, and year, the guest, show, and then it would start out with the number 10. And then if it disconnects for some reason, it'll make one with the number 11 and 12, and then so on and so forth. And then it checks the time, and if the time is after 3 a.m. but before 9:59 p.m., then it will kill M player. It will go into the directory. It will take all of the MP3s and then place them into a temp file. So basically you're cat MP3 files, and then this will merge them all into one file called temp. I remove all the MP3 files, and then I move the temp file into month, day, year, guest, show, and then num minus 10, because I started off with 10.mp3, and that gives me a fun little way of knowing how many times it disconnected during the night. So that's what that's all about, and that should be it. So I'm going to click on save. I'm going to cross my fingers. Oh, no, wait, it's after 2 a.m., so I'm going to have to change my time zone again. Oops, I guess I got rid of it. So administration, time and date. Click to make changes, and then put my password in, and then I'll come over to, somewhere around here, I guess. And then click on close, check the date again, and now it says it's 12:16, so that's good enough. Close that, and then run the file again. So I'm going to run it in a terminal window so I can make sure that it's running properly, and it appears that it is. Whoops. Click on back, and then January 11th, and there it is, Gary Schwartz, the Spirit World, and then the number 10. So I'm going to wait about 30 seconds and make sure that it's not gonna screw up. And it seems as though it's working correctly. Oh, it's got to be 30 seconds by now, right? It looks like it's working correctly. So now if I... Oh God, it's Rush Limbaugh. Okay, so that appears to be going all right. I'll do a Control C. That's going to close out of that. I'm just going to double check and make sure. Kill all coast.sh. No process found. Kill all M player, and no process found. So that will make sure that, so there it is right there. I've got a file. It's only 468 kilobytes. It's probably about a minute and a half. I don't know why it did that, but okay, so I guess I'm gonna have to change open with movie player, and there it is. So there it is, right there.